Cool. I'm just messing around today, no particular plan. I have a few minutes before I have to give a class. Figured I'll play around here and act a fool just to see if the Maschine Sampler or the Simpler, which one feels better. You know, maybe this guy will feel better for certain things and this one for other things. Who knows? Just go in and give it a shot. So I am using my Ableton software, and I'll show you guys how I have that set up. Okay, so I have my Ableton software here. Maybe I should switch for you guys can actually see shit. This is my Maschine software, and here I have a Maschine instance happening, and I'm recording directly to it from my iTunes. Okay, I'm not bringing in a sample. I figure I might as well record into it, see how it feels, chopping up the loop and so forth. So I'm going to just go to my iTunes here, and I'm going to grab an instrumental. It's called African Cry by William Rosario. Cool. So let me open up my machine and let's sample that. Okay, I have it set to input here. I'm turning off my monitor to prevent any feedback that I may have. Okay, and while I do that, why don't I switch for you guys can actually see the machine, and it would be easier. Cool, so there we go. Actually, that is not easier. Cool, so I'm going to open up the machine here, and you guys will be able to see that it's opened up. And again, I'm sampling from my iTunes. And here we go. I'm going to play my iTunes. And I have the threshold set pretty low, so I'm sure that when I hit play on that, it will go right to it. Cool. Let's hit start. Good. I'm going to stop it now. So it stops recording, and I'm going to just stop my iTunes as well. Cool. And I'll go back to live. And you guys can see that I recorded that. So let's see how the machine handles that pretty well. We're going to go into the edit tab here. The first thing I'm going to actually do is copy it from one pad to another pad. And now it's on the first. Cool. And now let's start to edit this guy. Okay. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Let's zoom in so we can see what's going on. Make sure we zoom. We still have a little left over of that, but that's okay for now. It's just a quick example. Okay, let's just take maybe like a 4-bar loop, right? That was pretty harmless. That was actually okay. Why don't we chop a different piece with the other side and let's see what we can find here. Let's try to get one without the vocal. Make our life easier. Feels good. Now we have two. That was actually pretty harmless on there. So we just chopped 2 loops. Let's get at the sampling mode there, you know. And obviously, you might want to talk about some slicing and things like that in the slice mode here. But we're not going to do that now, actually. Now let's see how it feels doing it on the Sampler. And for this instance, you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually just going to grab what we just sampled in the machine and drop it off to a sampler. So let's go here. I should probably do it from here, make things easier for us, right? I'm on a MIDI track already. Let's go to a device on here. Let's go to browse and let's get a sampler. Let's see how that feels, getting a sampler. I at some point should get a microphone because it gets kind of weird trying to do stuff here. But again, I'm new to this. I'm trying some new stuff. So if you guys have any advice, that's how I should set up a microphone so it's easy for me to work, please let me know. Okay, so I've loaded the sampler onto there. Now what I'm just going to simply do, I'm just going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to open up my machine. Okay, and I'm just going to drag the actual first one there into sampler. Let's do that instead. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so why don't we do this? Okay. Let's go here. It's probably in the temp folder already. Normally, that is one of the things I don't particularly care for. Like, I would love to just drag it on there. See that? And that's not allowing me to do that. So that's one thing I would say I don't feel about Maschine unless you make it into an audio. And I don't have any audio there. I haven't assigned it anything, you know. So it's kind of weird to do that. That I hate about it. So if someone has tips on how to do that, by all means, again, let me know what that is. Now if we play that, it's going to be weird. But let's do it anyways. Okay, we'll turn that into an audio file, and I guess we can drag that into, drag. There we go. We have one. Let's do the second one as well. The second one was this one here. And let's move the note down, same thing. And let's play it. Great. And let's grab that one too. I actually wanted to drag the whole raw file, but as you can see, that wasn't cool. So there we go. That's one on there. See, because the job is already done for us. And that kind of kills everything else that I'm trying to do here. I'm going to just bring the volume up on this one, and let's see something here. I guess if we were editing, it would also be easy to move stuff around. So far, I don't really see any difference. I'm actually liking them the same way. I'll be quite honest with you. I am liking them the same way. I have no complaints so far about it. Not bad at all. Now let's do slicing, right? Let's do the modes to see how the modes actually feel, right? So we'll go into slicing mode here. And the slicing mode right now is set to transients. So you guys can see that, or we can set it by beat. Let's see how the transients feel. I'll be honest, it's pretty nice on the push. I can actually see really well, and I can zoom in there and kind of add or delete any of these right here. Let's try the transient on the, the slicing on the, first let's do one thing here. The first thing we had on the edit knob, why don't we just truncate this? Now we have one, let's truncate that as well. Cool. That's the very first one. Let's slice that one there, okay? We can do it manually here, or we can also set it up to detect it, sort of what that is. And it seems like a lot more work there. We can split it, we can do it by the grid, or manually. Detecting seems all right. Let's have less sensitivity on it and kind of try to match it. I'm actually kind of liking the push, the way it handles it better. Definitely loving the push better. So far, the push is winning on this. Manually, obviously, we will listen to it and then tap them in. Not feeling it, not at all. You can split it by slices. It'll get up pieces. That seems like a little bit overdoing it. Not really feeling this one that way. Let's try the other sample actually. Let's see how that one feels. Okay, we go into slicing, and let's do again by detecting, so we can detect the transients. And let's change the sensitivity. And let's see what we can get. Yeah, not sure how I feel about that actually. Let's do it by the grid, and let's do eighth notes. And let's see. It seems like a lot of work. Let's try eighth notes. We did 16ths. Let's leave it on eighth, and let's do eighth notes on this guy. And we'll go back to that second one. Instead of using that first one, we'll drop it on the second one. And we'll see. And then instead of doing it by transients on this one, we're going to change it from slicing here. And we'll keep it on slicing, I'm sorry. And let's change it from transients to beat. And let's make that one be 1/8 like we did on this one, right? And see what that actually feels like for us. I'm on the fence about this actually. They're actually the same when you look at them. As far as their waveforms are concerned, they totally look the same. I cannot say that they do not look the same. They look exactly the same. Obviously, we would have to adjust the transients. They're a bit out of time. Let's see how easy it is to do them on both of them. So I'm going to adjust the second transient here, or the second slice. Let's see what that actually feels like. That was actually pretty fast to do that. And I just had it sliced by eighth notes, and then I adjusted the starting points. So the feel of this push actually feels really nice when you're in slice mode and you're actually trying to zoom in and kind of chop your samples up. And the slicing actually felt a lot better on the push too for me. We all have different ways of working, but for me, that actually seemed pretty fast. Okay, now let's go on this one. Let's see how we can adjust the slicing mode on that one. That's the second one. I don't know. They're just about the same, but I think that visually, having to zoom in and out for me feels doesn't feel as good as this one does, because this has like a longer, obviously, display, and I can see the whole sample laid out. And it lets me move quickly through them. I can just hit the pad and just move the nudging on it here, which is the same thing. I can move that same way as well here. I'm not gonna lie, but I have to zoom in and really see my starting and my end points. So overall, I say they're pretty much a match in that. But for me to see the sample as a whole, Push 2 has a better view of it as well. So, I mean, that's not enough to have an idea which one is better. I just figured I'd do a quick video. I had a few minutes and say, oh, what can I do, talk about sampling. But I am going to do an updated video, by the way, this coming Monday. I'll do a live stream on how to actually break down the sample manually in the Maschine MK3, or the Maschine controller in general, how to bring a sample in, chop it into slices, edit it, and so forth. I had an old one that I had. You guys, a lot of guys took a look at it. This will be the updated version. I hope you liked it. Quick little video. My name is Josie Carr, and the name of my channel is Planet 1 WP. Ciao for now.